Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Malik and you're back again with another video. Today's video we're focusing on something that I saw kind of like take to YouTube pretty heavily. I don't even know what this video is about. However, I've had some people reach out to me, tell me I should react to it and give my my input, what I think, and so on and so forth. Supposedly this video is about a guy. There's supposedly some kind of missionary preacher kind of dude. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But nevertheless, I don't really know much about him, so I don't have much to say. But let's just go ahead and get right into the video, and I'll give my thoughts as I go.
No, I studied Islam. Islam's false.
I study Christianity and it is false.
Nah.
You guys are trying to get me started up in here, but nevertheless, let's just keep going.
Today's video is all about an incident of a pastor who visits an Islamic store and buys Islamic clothing. In this video, Pastor Richard Lorenzo Jr., who is the founder and senior pastor of the Remnant Revival Outreach Center, goes to an Islamic store to buy Islamic clothes for himself as he plans on going to the mosque on Friday, dressed up in complete Muslim attire in order to blend in with the Muslims, with the intention to know more about them and their beliefs.
So we're officially in front of Saeed Scarf Islamic Clothing. We're about to go in. I'm gonna get me a Islamic outfit to be able to fit in. I believe there's gonna be an encounter even in this Islamic store. I'm excited. I love this, man. Holy Spirit, have your way. In Jesus' name.
The pastor then comes to the Saeed Scarf Islamic Clothing store and goes inside. He is excited and is totally up for the experience that he might have in this store. He is met with a very friendly and helpful Muslim lady, Samar. The lady Samar shows him around. She shows him the clothes that the Muslim men wear. He asks her regarding the reasons of wearing such dresses, to which she replies that in Islam, Muslims are supposed to be modest in their way of dressing, and these clothes are perfectly made to fulfill that purpose.
Just to have like a modest clothes, cover your body. Yes.
Modest clothing.
Modest clothes, cover your body.
He questions her and asks if that is all in the Holy Quran, to which she replies that this is according to the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
It's in Sunnah, which is what
Sunnah.
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, teach us.
She explained the meaning of the word Sunnah and that they are the teachings of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, his way of life and legal precedent that Muslims are supposed to go according to.
Sunnah, which is the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, how he teach the companion and the people how to practice Islam.
The pastor then questions her that if the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was still alive, to which she said no.
Is he alive or
No, he's not alive.
he's dead?
Yeah.
She explains that Muslims believe in all the prophets of Allah, and peace be upon him is not only used for the Prophet Muhammad, but for all the messengers of Allah. The pastor kept on questioning her more about the religion, Islam, and the beliefs of the Muslims. She elaborated that Muslims believe in all the messengers that have been sent by Allah, and also in all the holy books that have been sent in this world.
We believe in all prophets. We are not a correct believers if we don't believe in messenger. I believe in all books. I believe in Bible. I believe in Torah. Okay, and I'm not accurate Muslim if I don't believe in these books.
She further explained that the Holy Quran is the final and complete message sent by Allah, whereas Bible has been altered and is not in its original form anymore. The Holy Quran is for all times and era. He came forward to shake hands with her, but the lady refused and said that it was not permissible in Islam for a man to touch a woman other than her husband, father, brother, or her son.
Yes, we don't shake hands.
Oh, sorry.
Woman,
no. I'm married. I have two
no
kids.
problem. But in Islam, no woman touchless. Nobody touch woman at all. Only her husband, her dad, her brother, her son. That's it.
The pastor finally chose some clothes for himself. He told the lady that he had plans of going to the mosque, for which he wanted to be in complete Muslim attire to show respect. She explained that it was not necessary to dress up like this completely to go to the mosque, but if he was doing it out of respect, then that was great. She explained how Muslim men and women were supposed to cover themselves while offering prayers, and how Muslim women were supposed to dress up when stepping out of their houses. Right before the pastor was about to leave, he told the lady that he wanted to ask more questions about her religion. He told her that he had been interviewing people from different religions.
I interview pastors, I interview Buddhists, I interview witches,
Yes.
warlocks. I go everywhere to interview.
He started off by asking her more about the Muslims' belief regarding Prophet Isa, peace be upon him.
So my question for that, do you believe that Jesus was born of a virgin?
Of course.
Like he was born of a virgin?
Of course, yeah. And this is the miracle for Isa alayhi salam.
The lady was very firm and adamant on the teachings and beliefs of Islam. The pastor kept on questioning her regarding her beliefs. He continued and said that Prophet Isa was able to create a bird from mud and give him life. How would she justify that in accordance to the teachings of Islam?
He does not do it by himself.
By his father?
No, he does not have father. By God.
By God.
And by
By
God's
Allah.
power. Allah make this miracle.
Allah gave him power.
Allah gave him this power to do it at that time. But he does not create people.
He created a bird.
He create,
Did-
just to give a miracle for people.
She explained that Prophet Isa did not die. Rather, he was saved by Allah by being raised alive to heaven. Prophet Isa will come back in this world to fight the Antichrist, Dajjal. Then the pastor told the lady that he was into a lot of spiritual practices. He was once deeply involved in voodoo and black magic.
So I'm Puerto Rican, right?
Right.
I come from a lot of spiritual practices. So I was deep into a lot of voodoo, santeria, and a lot
Although
of
it's kind of sihr,
Yeah.
like
like demons, jinns.
Yes.
So I was practicing a lot. I didn't know.
Scary.
I was deceived,
Yes.
right?
He says that this was the time when he came to know who God was. He told the lady it was Jesus. The lady was in utter shock.
And I got up and I just knew who God was, and God is Jesus.
What?
Jesus Christ is God.
She said that just because Prophet Isa, peace be upon him, is still alive, doesn't mean that he is God. She said that the real reason he came there was to tell her this. All this time, he had been trying to manipulate her and was just asking her questions regarding Prophet Isa, so that in the end, he could prove his point. In the end, the pastor started questioning the lady about the existence of Allah, whether he was a spirit or a person, that whether she could hear his voice or speak to him.
Islam.
Do you speak to Allah? Do you hear His
Of
voice?
course, no. We are human. We are not more than human. We have, limited ability for everything because we are created from God.
He loves you.
The pastor said that he had studied Islam and it is a false religion.
It's up to you.
I've studied Islam. Islam's false.
I study Christianity and it is false.
Nah, Islam is very false.
No, no.
They took from the Torah. They took from the Bible.
No.
It sucks. I feel bad for a lot of people because they're deceived.
Okay.
I want to preach the truth to people. I want people to know about the love of God.
To this, the lady replied that Christianity is false, whereas Islam is 1,000,000% the accurate and correct religion.
I know and I believe 100%, 1,000,000% that Islam is the accurate
You
and the
don't.
correct. It's up to you.
Then he started cursing the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and started speaking ill about him, and said that he was a false prophet.
I need to stop this conversation with you since you don't respect my religion or my prophet.
I respect you,
No,
but
you
not the
don't.
religion.
My religion, my prophet, much better and more important for me. When you curse my prophet, that means you cursing.
She said that she doesn't need to hear from Allah or get to see miracles because the Holy Quran is the biggest miracle of all.
I don't need to see miracles. I have Quran in my hand. This is my miracle now.
Throughout this time, Samar stood strong for her religion, Islam, and confidently provided her responses to the questions put forward by the pastor. Her responses portrayed that she was so sure of her religion and extremely steadfast in her faith and beliefs. Even though the pastor tried his utmost to convince her and enforce his religious beliefs upon the lady, but all his efforts were unsuccessful, and he was not able to make even a tiny bit of difference in her faith and religious beliefs. This encounter raises profound ethical questions regarding interfaith interactions. It forces us to examine the boundaries of religious freedom, respect, and responsibilities of religious leaders. Manipulation erodes the foundation of trust and mutual understanding, which is necessary for peaceful coexistence among different religious groups.
Okay. Woo. All right. So, man, there's a lot to say in regards to this video. First of all, I give that woman in that video so much credit. May Allah preserve her and bless her. Allahumma ameen. For having the knowledge and having the courage to stand up to this guy. And because she has 10 times more sabr than I'll ever have. And it honestly, you know, just once again, like she really held it down. Really held it down. Like, that's all I can say is she really held it down. And to the guy, he is the most disingenuous, the most conniving guy. He's full of, he just has the gall to come into a Muslim shop to do missionary work to a Muslim woman. And supposedly this guy has done his research about Islam, but he doesn't even know the basics of not even being able to touch a woman and shake her hand. So show us how much knowledge, show us how much research you've really done. All you know is about jinn. All you know is about Jesus. And you could tell that he didn't really do research. What he did was look up missionary tactics in order to suit his conversation that he was trying to, his agenda that he was trying to convey, and kind of like subliminally throw in there to make this woman kind of think like there's more to this, more to Isa alayhi salam. And it's crazy to me because it's like, you really did all of this just to try to convince this woman to come to be a Christian, and you claim to be one. This is the thing that angers me so much about Christian faith right now. Has it gotten so bad that if it's not literally Christians literally having a cross on, wearing an OnlyFans t-shirt, to a point where a quote-unquote missionary Christian goes into a Muslim shop with the disrespect to even say, you know, Islam is false. You come into their shop and you have the nerve, you have the utter nerve to go into someone else's shop to say that to them? What would Jesus do? What happened to that? Yeah, what happened to what would Jesus do? That's just thrown out the window now, right? Because, you know, we just got to make sure people don't leave the faith because we know that there's something wrong with it. And it angers me. It's just like, this is all it's come to. I was just watching the Three Muslims page the other day. And this dude, God Logic, like, I swear to you, man, like, if you really want to talk about religion, come over to me. I'll talk to you about religion. Like, I'm talking to you. But you go into a Muslim podcast, you go into Sheikh Uthman. I don't even really watch Sheikh Uthman videos anymore. If you want to know why, there's a whole nother story to that. But nonetheless, you go to this stand. This man has brought out a celebrity, quote unquote, and he is literally trying to help this guy understand the religion in some way, shape, or form. And you go on ahead and you have a whole nother section for yourself and your Christian missionaries, but you decide to walk over to another tent, to another post, to do this, to debate Muslims, to try to show that the Quran is false. Why can't you just accept that there's things that the Bible has totally taken mad L's on? Mad L's. And I'm not talking about the original Injil. I'm not talking about the original gospel. I'm talking about the Bible that is today, that we have in a book that's been changed multiple times. It has multiple different versions. It has multiple passages that honestly have been proven to be works of man, not only be works of man, but be misconstrued, to be in a different language than the language that Jesus himself has spoken. That literally every Christian theologian confirms practically that he didn't speak Greek. He didn't speak Hebrew. He spoke Aramaic. You're going to come to a whole nother podcast, to a whole nother channel, and you're going to seriously sit here and try to debate Muslims and try to waver their faith to come over to your religion when your religion makes no sense. The religion makes no sense. You don't even stick to the commandments. You don't. How can one out of all the prophets come with the same message? Then Jesus comes out with a message that has been that has totally not the same. It's not the same message. And then you could believe that message is preserved somehow. Where? How? He literally talks about the first commandment literally being the most important. How can he be God if God is literally one and he's alone? He said you cannot touch him. He's something unfathomable. It just makes no sense to me. Like literally just the Christians themselves make no sense to me. I'm not talking about the ones that really try every single day to be good people. I'm not talking about them. Okay? I'm not trying to bash the religion and make people, feel like their spirit is broken because the religion has some faults in it, a lot of faults. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, look, if you're trying to be a better person, you're trying to get away from drugs, trying to get away from sin, you're trying to get away from this crazy dunya, you're trying to get away from stuff, I'm not going to have no problem with you, right? I don't have a problem with people that are trying to be better and seek the truth. I don't find anything wrong with them. It's people like this, it's Christians like this that literally make the whole rest of the religion just make it seem better. And I try not to generalize because I know for a fact that there's Muslims out here doing some really crazy things. Sometimes these people really fight so hard to talk about what a proper Christian is and like what Christianity really means, but you don't stand up to the principles. You don't embody how Jesus taught us to live, that taught them to live. Heck, us too. Jesus taught us to live a good way. He taught us to be peaceful. He taught us to be honest, to be loving and gracious, giving. He taught us these things. These are things that are in line with Islam because the Quran says so. Heck, I don't even need to know, like, for example, even if that were the case, the reason why people come to Islam is because the Bible itself has a certain criteria for the traditional people to follow the original criteria. If you align what the Bible is saying to what the Quran is saying, like, it makes sense why the Quran is the truth. There could be so many things within the Quran that literally have said, do the most vile things. Or the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, could have done the most craziest things. But he didn't. He didn't take money from people that try to give him wealth. He didn't go and pillage and kill a whole bunch of people in different tribes. He wanted peace. He promoted peace. He invited people to Islam. He invited them to the haqq, to the truth. I believe in one God and that he's a messenger. That's all he did. And he showed people love, kindness, and respect. You really think that a man that's literally telling you to divert your eyes from women is literally telling you something evil? Make sure you don't look at women in a derogatory manner, nor women literally dress in a derogatory manner? You really think that this man was really trying to do that? Like he was like some false messiah, like false prophet? Like what are you talking about? Like this is the stuff that just angers me, and I've gone on too long about it, but I get fed up. And I'm fed up with a lot of different stuff right now. In my current part of my life, I'm fed up with a lot of stuff. I've gotten to a point where I just can't take it anymore. I can't take watching these videos. And I'm going to just speak out real quick to everyone, right? To all the dawah men that literally try to preach this deen, to all these people, but you do the most vile tactics. You literally utilize the most vile tactics in order to debate people, to slander people, to make them look bad. You literally have no decorum. You have no adab. Like what happened? Like the Prophet, peace be upon him, didn't go around just slandering people. And I come to this religion because I believe it's the truth. And I'm not once again saying all Muslims are like this. I'm speaking to dawah men, and I'm speaking to the people that literally put this image upon Muslims that it just doesn't look good. It looks bad. And it's embarrassing because when I came to this deen, I saw beauty in it. And I still see beauty in it. But I can't go on YouTube anymore. I can't even go on YouTube and watch a regular video without some video about this dude debating some Christian and literally just bashing him the entire time in the video. I can't even do that. I can't even reach out to new Muslims because, as you all know, I was going to make a video about this, but I'm going to speak on it anyway. You can go into the Three Muslims channel. There was this guy named the Tortoise King, and he deleted all of his content off of his channel. because he's been confused on what he should be confused within his faith already. And he was only Muslim 2 months. And he has all these people, all these Wahhabis, these Salafis, sending him all this stuff, or people just speaking out of turn, sending him all this ahadith, sending him all this stuff in order to learn how to live his life the correct way, live to the sunnah, live to the prophetic practice. He's just young, he's a teenager. Yeah, he's a technically quote unquote an adult, but at the same time, take it easy. Give people grace, show kindness, be merciful. Like Allah is being merciful to you. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was a mercy to mankind. He came to tell people to be merciful because he himself was a mercy. But you can't show mercy to a 15-year-old kid. I'm mad. I'm mad at everyone, man. Oh, man, it just puts a super sour taste in my mouth that I don't like. I'm irritated with the Christian apologist. Like, just the nerve. Like, just imagine for a second you go into a Bible store. Like, imagine a Muslim walking into a Bible store and saying all your religion is false. All this is false. Just no care in the world. All this is false. Jesus was false. Astaghfirullah. Like, really. Anyway, I had to get this out. I think this was good. I got to get this out because, like, yo, people have no decorum anymore. People have no shame, no shyness, no haya, nothing. Like, look, just straight disrespect. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I know I went off on a little tangent. Probably the tangent was more long than the video itself. But nonetheless, I got out what I had to say. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, azza wa jal, that he comes into everyone's hearts and people understand to be loving, merciful, and kind again. And not be so cruel. And one day, the person that might be laughing and joking and being angry might be laughing with you, making fun of Muslims and everything like that. They might be going along with you right now, laughing and joking and saying Jesus is Lord and Jesus is King. But one day they're going to look back within themselves and they're going to realize I'm the one with the problem. The world's not the problem. I was the problem.
From that day to this day, 19 years, I'm saying the same thing every day, 17 times a day. Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, guide us to the straight path. Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, guide us to the straight path.
AsSalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.